Alright, so this is just a quick update on my Bilt Junior Rototiller 5. It took me a while to identify which model this was because the idiot that I loaned it to removed the Tine hood or the Tine cover, and that had the manufacturer's model and serial number on it. But I found out that it was a 5. It looks pretty weathered, and that's for good reason. The previous owner just worked this thing to death, but you know, it's still kicking ass. I replaced the Tine covers and they're holding up well, and that was a pretty easy job to do. It wasn't too difficult. I didn't need any special tools. It was pretty straightforward, and they're holding up well. I also purchased a new carburetor from eBay. It seems to be leaking just a little, but for the most part, for what I spent, it's doing its job. It's doing quite well. And then a heads up, if you have one of these tillers, man, I know this past year we had a tremendous amount of rain out here in California. If this is not indoors, you want to take a bag and cover this whole assembly. We had so much rain. The rain fell, got into the air cleaner, and went into the carburetor assembly and filled up the float or the bowl, and it destroyed the previous carb. So that's why I had to go out and buy a new one. It's a good little carb for what it is. Now I'm having an issue, another issue, with the crankcase seal on the main shaft. I noticed that when this engine is at idle, I'm getting a lot of wobble from the main shaft. Kind of bothers me. So I went out and I ordered a new seal, and as you can see, it's pretty much wasted. And I don't want motor oil leaking into the soil or getting anywhere, because that shit's pretty much poison for plants. So I'm gonna replace that seal, but I'm hoping that all of that excessive wobble isn't bearing failure, or you know, it's not gonna lead to other bigger issues and problems later on down the line. But for the most part, I want to keep this running because they don't make shit like this anymore. You know, they build things to last for a few years, and then you pretty much have to toss it and go out and spend another couple grand or 2-3 grand on another piece of machinery, and I don't think that's right, man. I really like Bilt stuff, especially the 80s, 90s spec models. And not only that, but you don't see too many of these Tecumseh motors around anymore. I mean, this thing's pretty awesome. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try replacing, I'm gonna try replacing the crankcase cover seals. Hopefully it takes care of that oil leakage issue, and then I could start using this guy.